Hello everybody, we are looking at the Osier beds near Herne Hill in Kent. This was very familiar territory to Sir William Courtenay. He lived just up on the hill at Fairbrook Farm under the support of George Francis, who rescued him from Barming Asylum. That's to the left of the view of the cows, and to the right is another little hillock with Herne Hill Church on it and the Red Lion pub. So at this time Courtenay had flipped. He had no idea of what to do in a violent crisis. He had actually caused a crisis by murdering the constable that had been sent along to arrest him due to complaints from a local farmer called Edward Curling, who was complaining that Courtenay was luring his workforce away from the farm and he was short of workers. So Mears tried to arrest him and Courtenay shot him and stabbed him. So he crossed the Rubicon, in spite of the fact that he was born around the time of the French Revolution, and one would have thought he'd have some notion of how to behave in a revolution. He didn't have a clue, and none of his followers or supporters knew either. They were all only armed with cudgels. Courtenay was the only one with any real weapons, and they bumped into the magistrates on the Osier beds near the Thanet Way, and there was a skirmish and shots were fired and insults were thrown. Courtenay thought that this open land was a better place to do battle, but of course it wasn't completely open. It had lots of little plants growing into weavable baskets, containers, and it was a little industry, that the baskets and fish traps and that kind of container based product. After the skirmish, Courtenay decided to move his followers, there were about 70 odd at that time, to Bosingdon Woods, where he knew that he'd be facing the army. He was told that the army were coming out, and that's where the tragic battle took place, which ended the uprising and cost the lives of many of his men, and tragically the captain of the brigade that approached Courtenay thinking he'd surrendered, waving his flag, he mistakenly approached Courtenay and Courtenay went up and shot him. So he'd crossed the Rubicon, he was in deep trouble, and if you want to know where this started, it's down on these Osier beds, which are just off Staple Street, and very beautiful it is too down here. So if anyone fancies to come along and spend a bit of time looking around, there's plenty to see. Anyway, that's it for now, and I hope you enjoyed this little story, and I will try and collect more information and put it on the Sir William Courtenay Facebook page whenever I can get my hands on it. Anyway, thanks for watching, bye for now.